Welcome to the Film Junket Podcast.
What's happening, guys? Dave, the Film Junkie here. Welcome to the Film Junket Podcast. That's right. Appreciate you guys clicking in as usual. Oh, man. Guys, it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. And I'm already mentally exhausted. Oh, my God. I mean, it's been a great week so far with some of the content that we've gotten, the little bits of goodies, the images and information that we've gotten in the past couple of days that are leading into Comic-Con. Of course, the big panels on Saturday. But Jesus Christ, guys. Well, let me just talk about it. Just talk about it. Basically, well, if you guys were paying attention to my Twitter yesterday, you probably would have saw that I was kind of like, getting a little... It wasn't like too bad. I'm not gonna over dramatize it and say that like everybody was getting on my case, but a few people were pushing back on the fact that there was an article by comicbook.com. Brandon, what's his nuts? Davis? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about the wrong guy. I don't know. Sometimes they all look alike. No, just kidding. All bloggers look alike. Nah. Drinking the vodka. You know why I drink vodka now? Now it's like my sipping drink of choice. And Dave, why are you such an alcoholic? God, you just drink too much. Well, I like to have a couple of pops at night when I'm working. It's not an everyday thing. It's more. But when I'm a functioning alcoholic. First off, okay, get that straight. I don't get like belligerent or anything like that. It's just. As I'm working, I'm just sipping. I'm sipping. I'm not like chugging shit. I'm not taking shots. I sip. Okay, it's just something to ease the pain. No, I don't know. It's just when it comes to vodka, though. My God, my phone is ringing. Hold on. Jesus, leave me alone. Anyways, one of the reasons why I just really stuck on vodka for a while there, I was all about Captain Morgan, and then of course I would. Every now and then, if I'm feeling really fancy, or I'm just feeling like, hey, let's step it up a notch. I get Gentleman's Jack, and then of course, if I really want to sip on something, I'll get some Jameson, which is my all-time favorite, But vodka, Smirnoff, yeah, the cheap shit. That's right. No hangovers, no headaches in the morning, because it's a clear alcohol. So. I'm just giving you guys some tips, from an alcoholic to you guys. Functioning, okay? Anyways, guys, if you guys were paying attention yesterday, there was an article by comicbook.com where basically, I think it was, was it Brandon Davis? I don't know. These guys, they all have generic names. Jesus Christ. He basically contacted Snyder's people to ask if he's going to be attending Comic-Con, and they said no. And when that came out, I got it sent to me a lot. Some people, of course, disappointed and didn't want to believe it and stuff. And I just retweeted like, yep, there you go. That's, because I've been saying it for a while. I've been saying it on the podcast, and I also made a video about it, I don't know, over a month ago or something, where I said, hey, Zack Snyder going to be attending Comic-Con? Hold on. And because what I heard from my particular source is that, no, he's not. It's very unlikely that he will be attending Comic-Con. And I've been saying it for a while. I haven't been full on being like, nah, he's not going to be there. All right, get over it, guys. Fuck off. Stop it. I haven't been like that, but I've been like, hey, don't get your hopes up. Okay, because that's what fandoms tend to do. And I mentioned that in my little video, my little vlog I did yesterday. It was, that's one of the problems that's plaguing fandom right now. Fan bases is everybody's getting too amped up, too hyped up about certain things, and then all of a sudden they see that certain thing or hear about a certain thing, and then they just lose their shit because it's not what they wanted to hear or see. Jesus Christ, the Star Wars fandom, my God, half that fandom just like they can't handle anything that's going on in Star Wars right now, it seems, and I don't think they're ever going to. I mean, who knows if J.J. Abrams is going to bring them what they want. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. Maybe he will bring the fandom back in order. Who knows? I mean, personally, I'm one of those that's like, hey, sorry, I liked The Last Jedi. Did I like everything about it? No. Do I still make fun of certain things? Yes. But overall, I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. The final act in Last Jedi, way more superior than it is in Force Awakens. Just saying. I don't care. I think the final act of except for the very ending, it was a little weird. But I'm just saying the final act with Luke and everything, I thought that was absolutely fantastic. Beautifully shot, beautifully acted, beautifully everything, I thought. Anyways, yeah, so I backed it up, and some people didn't like that, and a lot of people were getting on my case, saying like, no, you're wrong, you're this, and I engaged, which I shouldn't do. I don't know why I did. I think it was because I had a slow day at work a little bit, so I kind of had my phone like right there on my desk, so I kept on like checking, which is bad. I shouldn't do that. There's, hey, we all do it. We all do the knee-jerk stuff, I try not to knee-jerk react to people, especially when, some fucking motherfucker with 127 followers gets, says something bad about the DCU or Snyder or something like that. I no longer attack that. Yeah, I don't even attack when like the big boys do it anymore. I'm just like, whatever, everybody can say whatever the fuck they want. That's the beauty part about this stuff. Free speech. Yay, we love that, right? Even if it's stuff we don't like. But yeah, so I kind of backed it up, and I said, I tried telling people, don't get your hopes up about him attending Comic-Con. It's just, it doesn't seem like it's going to be in the cards. And yeah, I got some people that got a little pissed at me. And it's still happening to this day, I was making it sound like it was like fucking 2 years ago. It was yesterday. It's still happening today. Still getting a pushback. And I'm like, whoa. What's funny is like, I post videos, and even, with my comments, it's like, will you fucking listen to me? Listen, okay? You're making it sound like I don't want him to be there, and I'm saying, everybody fuck off, he's not going to be there, fuck Zack Snyder, and this, that, and this. It almost seems like it's getting to that point, and I'm going, no, I hope it's all wrong. I keep saying that nonstop. I want him to be there. I want him to fucking go just off the rails and walk the floor in disguise and just hand out fucking Blu-ray copies of the Snyder Cut. That would be just ultimate right there. And you never know. He might show up. He might be there. He might show up and do that. Walk the fucking floor. Who knows what he's got in store? You never know. Yes, I'm not fully saying that. But is he going to be on the panels? Probably not. I don't think he will, because you know why? Warner Brothers, and I'm just going to keep on saying it, they want to move forward. Okay? I know a lot of people are just trying to, they keep tweeting at them and blah, blah, blah. I get that. That's fine. Keep doing the thing. As much as I think, hey, you're wasting your time. But, hey, if you think it's going to help, keep on tweeting them about the Snyder Cut. Fine. That's perfectly fine. You have every right to do so. But they want to move on. They have so many projects lined up, and it seems like now with like Hamada and everything that they've rearranged, it seems like they got like a clear path, and they're like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And they got 3 movies that they're definitely going to be talking about that are like actively, obviously we got Aquaman, Wonder Woman 84, and of course Shazam just really, kicked in the gear. We're going to really talk about that. I'm sure they're going to talk about future projects too, it seems like. But, They want to mainly concentrate on that. And I know that Snyder, and I know people have mentioned this too, Snyder is a producer. Especially, he's a producer on Wonder Woman. He's executive producer, I think, only on Aquaman. So it's like, why is he going to be on the panel? No, he's not. I highly doubt it because somebody would ask. Somebody is going to ask. They do a Q&A, somebody's going to ask about the Snyder Cut. And, I mean, who knows what the relationship is like. I'm sure the relationship between Snyder and his gang, his people, is everything. I'm sure it's fine, but I'm sure there's a little bit of a tension there. There's probably it's like going to a party and your ex-girlfriend that you just broke up with 3.5 weeks ago is there too, okay? And you're part of the same circle. And it's a little awkward, but you're cordial, you're civil. I think that's what it's kind of like with Snyder probably with even his wife and everything, so it would just be kind of, hey, let's not make it more awkward than it is. Let's not put it out there in front where people are going to start asking questions because, you're at that party with your ex and then somebody goes, hey, why the fuck did you guys break up? Somebody just asked that. They don't want that, okay? They don't want that. And I totally understand that and everything. So, and as much as, we want the Snyder Cut, I mean, if it's going to get released, I'm still trying to figure out how it's going to happen. I mean, like I said, I've told you guys many times that I know a lot what's going on because of who I've been talking to, and various others. Talking to Fiona as well as other people, what they know and everything, and sharing information and stuff like that. Stuff that that we haven't made public yet. Even though I've kind of, it's funny too when people get on my case about stuff and, question maybe even myself and stuff like that. It's like, you guys don't even realize some of the stuff I've helped even, get out there, possibly leaked. And I'm just like, you know what? You don't even know. You don't even know. And you know what? It's funny, too, because I'm just saying, what was it, a couple weeks ago? If you guys were really paying attention to my videos, you might have saw something. But let's not talk about that. Anyways, so, yeah, there were some people that didn't like the fact that I backed it up. And I was trying not to sound, douchey about it. Like, oh, yeah, I'm right. Of course, I got accused of being, saying that I was oh, yeah, I was totally just, being, an asshole and totally scoopy pantsing it. See who's right? I'm right over here. Look at the film junkie over here. He's right. Look at the guy who's right. I didn't do that. I just was saying, I tried to tell people, don't get hyped up about this because it's probably not going to happen. And then in my video yesterday, I'm like, hey, guess what? Do not lose hope. If there's no Snyder and no mention of the Snyder Cut, which you never know what could happen. Jason Momoa, he doesn't give a fuck. Somebody asked him about the Snyder Cut, guess what? That guy, out of all the cast members, has seen the most of it. I thought he saw the whole thing, but he's seen most of it, apparently. That's what I heard. So if anybody's gonna say anything, it's gonna be that guy. So, hey, it could get still mentioned, but is it gonna get announced? No. It's not gonna get announced. Very, 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 very slim chance that it might get announced. Yeah, sure. Fine. There's always going to be a slim chance for anything. And like I said, I'm not totally, when everybody was like, oh my God, he's in Coronado. It's like 11 minutes away from San Diego. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but that's last weekend. The guy's probably home now. He's probably working on shit now. I don't know. He hasn't updated anybody, and I was hoping that he was going to be more vocal on Vero and show some fucking behind-the-scenes images or some shit. I don't know. Maybe he's saving it for, when Comic-Con actually starts, which is tomorrow? Or what the hell is now? I don't know. Does it start officially tomorrow, Wednesday? Or does it officially start Thursday? I don't know. Maybe that's when he's going to get really vocal. And like I said, he might show up and just be walking the floor in disguise. Who knows? But when it comes to panels or anything, I just don't see that happening. And what I heard, it's very unlikely. So, yeah, that was pretty, yeah, it's just the way it is, because obviously I got a lot of people saying hey, you know what, let's just wait, because who knows, this could be very clickbaity, who knows, they're credible and blah, blah, blah. Got a lot of that too, and I understand that, because I've said that many times. I've said that about official stuff, hey, can we get an official announcement from, blah, blah, from the actual studio or what, or the actual people involved. Yeah, I totally get that, but the fact of the matter is, if comicbook.com wrote an article where they said they contacted Snyder's people and Snyder's people said that he would be there, everybody would be fucking celebrating like it was goddamn New Year's Eve. And don't say that you wouldn't. There would not be people going, no, let's wait, guys. Well, there probably would be some of those, but a majority of the fan base would be fucking celebrating if comicbook.com said that he was going to be there. But the fact of the matter is, they said he wasn't. They didn't want to hear that, and there's still people out there in the fan base that they don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe it, and the fact that I was I backed it up, and so did Steven from Screen Rant we got shit for it. We got shit for it. And it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Fandom, it's a tribalistic nature that human beings have. You know, you're taken aside, and then you hear something you don't want to hear, and you don't want to believe it. You know, it's just the way it is, and it was just very, very interesting. But there's been a lot of interesting stuff. I mean, we have Grace, Amazing Grace Randolph, and Scoopy Pants. Of course, Scoopy Pants is just he's such a dick. He's just such a fucking asshole. He really is. And I posted something earlier today that got actually sent to me. I didn't actually go to Twitter Audit and look at it. So somebody actually sent that to me, where almost half of his followers are fake. Fake! Like he is. Yeah, he might enjoy some of this, but overall, he's a fucking phony, man. He's a fucking phony. He has no integrity. No nothing. Look at his fucking website, Heroic Hollywood. I even heard, too, that when Twitter is now going to fucking start canceling fake accounts, I heard Heroic Hollywood got hit. The guy is buying fucking followers. It's just the way he is. It's all about ego with him. Like I said, when it comes to this goddamn movie community and these fuckers that reached where they are early on, you know, they were picked on, they were dorks, they didn't, you know, girls didn't look at them. Fucking just dorks. Just like I was. I'm not saying that I'm not in part of this category. In school, high school, whatever. And now it's their turn to be the fucking bullies, to be the assholes. It's my turn. Another human trait that is just oh so lovely, you know? This whole thing, like, you know, and I hate that when fan bases do that too. Well, they were fucking dicks to us. Now it's our turn. And I've seen that too. I've seen that with the DCU fandom, and I don't like it. When the fucking Snyder Cut does get made available somehow, whenever it does, I've seen guys that are like, oh yeah, I'm going to be such an asshole. I'm going to be fucking posting shit. And I'm like, why do you have to be like that? Why can't we just enjoy the fact that we fought, we defended, and we got the Snyder Cut, but you're going to fucking gloat and be an asshole just because these guys are assholes? I don't like that. You know, I'm all about, you know, being the bigger person and everything like that. I mean, he could gloat a little bit, but I mean, I've seen people who are like, oh, I can't wait. I have receipts, Twitter receipts, and this, and it's just like, whoa. But whatever, you know, to each their own, I guess. But yeah, he's just a dick. And he's only doing it for the fucking glam of it. That's the main reason. He's doing it for the wrong reasons. He doesn't give a shit, you know. You know, but at the same time, I can't fully say, like, he's been wrong all the time. Has he been big time wrong about things? Yes. But has he been, you know, right too? Of course. And who knows with this Birds of Prey movie? Who knows if he or Grace is right? You know, it's just kind of funny because today, again, with this whole Snyder being at Comic-Con thing, I got sent to me that she mentioned on her little stream that she did earlier today, that she mentioned that, oh yeah, Snyder's going to be there. But she was only doing it because she was being like everybody else and looking at his Vero. Oh yeah, he's right there, right next to San Diego, staying there. She's only doing it like that. I don't think she heard anything, but then I got that sent to me numerous times today. And I was just kind of going, wait a minute, guys. You usually can't stand Grace and what she has to say, but all of a sudden she said something you guys like, so now we're going to trust her. And again, that's just part of what happens with, you know, when you're taking sides or you're doing this. When you hear something you like, you're going to back it up. When you don't hear something you like, guess what? You're going to fight against it. And then you're going to claim that this person's totally against, you know, it's just, it gets exhausting. It really does. And you know what? When it comes to Grace, you know, she's been doing her thing. You know, it's funny too because, oh shit, I meant to do this. Damn it. I fail. Totally fail. I meant to, because last week, and that's the thing. Sometimes I need to really stop being such a procrastinator. I'm a chronic procrastinator. I tweeted out, who are the bloggers that you hate? And I meant to like go back to that tweet because a lot of people responded to that tweet and gave me names because I wanted to see. I wanted to like see like what response I got. And I mean, for the most part, I could still talk about it, but I wanted to actually tally like the names that I kept seeing over and over again. But for the most part, I guess I could do a generalization. I mean, when it came to people just saying like all of them, that those are people that are just part of that group that just, yeah, very tribalistic. It doesn't matter if you can't actually pick out names, then you're part of the problem. But when they actually, I mean, I had people that were zeroed in on people, which I thought, okay, good. You're a level-headed person. You're picking out specific people and random people that aren't the normal. Your Campillas, your Scoopy Pants, your those people, your fucking Frosties. I think it was, she was her. It was a woman who fucking had a list, and I was like, wow. Okay, so she's paying attention. Okay, and I saw people, everybody in Collider, everybody in Heroic Hollywood. Yeah, okay, cool. Because, every time when I hear like the bloggers, I'm like, who are we talking about here? Because, when it comes to, it seems like besides bloggers and white guys, you have to use the not all thing. When it comes to any other group, you have to say not all. Not all this, not all that, not all, when it comes to everything, every little facet of life, you can't say like everybody. But if it's white guys or if it's bloggers, you could say it's all of them. And the fact of the matter is, I've actually online friended various bloggers who I talk to and respect. And so that's why I don't subscribe to the fucking bloggers, man. Maybe at one point I was there, but the thing is, as I've been growing in this community, I can't just be a fan. I can't just be a fan. I gotta be like, okay, well, first off, I've always been, like I've always said, have some integrity, and I try to keep that, and I try to be like, hey, I gotta be like, I can't be unbiased, even though, of course, I'm always gonna lean more with the DC side, but I gotta be unbiased. That's why I'll praise Marvel stuff. If it's good, guess what? I will. Hey, Infinity War, hey, it was absolutely fantastic. I'll praise that movie. I don't give a fuck. Ant-Man and Wasp, not so much. Black Panther, yeah, okay. Praise. Infinity War, I thought it was a lot better. Not a lot. I thought it was better. And then Ant-Man and the Wasp, I didn't think it was that good at all. Or, it was enjoyable, but And you guys have seen my videos about that. So when it comes to growing, obviously, I've made contacts and I've talked to people and everything, so I can't just say like, oh, fucking bloggers, get right, fucking bloggers, I can't do that anymore because there's ones out there that I absolutely respect, who are actually good at what they do. They're not just like fucking Scoopy Pants who has a website full of a bunch of amateur goddamn high schoolers who are just like, oh, that's a good article. I'm going to write about that. Even though he's like, yeah, you guys have fucking Snyder Cut's a pipe dream. And then Heroic Hollywood posts something about the Snyder Cut possibly. Oh, yeah, has Zack Snyder been working on it for the last 7 months? It's like, he is such a goddamn hypocrite. Goddamn hypocrite. And then just to see that, you Twitter audit him and almost half of his followers are fake. He bought them. Fucking exposed, man. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. I mean, that's when you know that somebody's doing it for the wrong reasons. And I'm with everybody too when they say like bloggers are part of the problem when it comes to fandom. Yes, absolutely, because they cash in on the fucking the beefs, the Marvel versus DC, Star Wars stuff. They cash in on this shit. They do. I'm not going to say that they don't. And the fact of the matter is, when they go after DC fans, DC EU fans to be exact, there are the ones that constantly, you guys need to stop paying attention to Bob Shipman. Shitman. Stop it. Hit the mute button. And even the guys that have gotten on me in the past, for some reason, my shoulders, You guys have been paying attention to Twitter when I do my short videos. Hey, it's hot! I have one of my ACs on, if you can hear it in the background, because it's goddamn hot in California. It's like been high 90s, 100 degrees, heat wave. So yeah, sometimes I'm shirtless. Oh my god, I'm shirtless in my own house. And yeah, I've gotten hell for that from Marvel, MCU guys that are really like into Ant-Man, and I'm like, okay, I mean, I'll give you Paul Rudd, but Ant-Man and the Wasp, really? Okay, fucking really? I mean, my god. Hey, I was so glad that Screen Rant wrote an article that said, yeah, Scott Lang was pretty damn smart in the first movie. Kind of dumbed down, kind of a dummy in the second one. I'm like, thank you. That's exactly what... It was funny, too, because it wasn't until I watched somebody else's review, because there was just something... I was like, I enjoyed Ant-Man, but there's something about it that I'm just like, what was bugging me about it? And I saw somebody's review, and they pointed that out. Like, he seemed a little dumb in this. And I was like, that's what it is. That's what was bugging me. It's like, yes, they dumbed down Scott Lang to make her look better because we're in 2018. Instead of writing a better female character, they had to dumb down the male character because dumb white guy, of course, 2018. Got to make the white guy dumb. What was I getting at? I don't even know. I lost my train of thought. But, yeah, when it comes to all that, I seriously don't remember what I was talking about. I go off on tangents, guys, but, yeah, it's been a crazy week. You know, it's only Tuesday. I'm sure we're gonna get more stuff tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, and then I was given, I've been getting shit because, and I get it. I always say, like, sources when I heard that before. But the thing is, people got to realize too is like, fucking hey, man, I was one of the people that got really burned by Justice League. Burned. I'm damaged goods. Warner Brothers made me damaged goods. Made us all damaged goods, really. Because, a lot of us defended. All the shit that was coming out about Justice League and shit that was going on behind the scenes, we tried to debunk it and said it didn't make sense. I mean, my whole biggest thing was like, why would a movie studio try to remake almost an entire movie of this magnitude in 6 months? I thought that's fucking dumb and ridiculous. But the fact of the matter is, they tried. They fucking tried to redo a movie in 6 months. So, we were burned. We were burned, man. So, now it's like, hey, I gotta not be so much like this. I gotta be like, okay, I gotta pay attention more. I can't just be a fan. So, people gotta realize that. It's like, I got burned badly. You go back to my videos trying to, like, point, like, calling, like, oh, this is bullshit, and this, that, and it ended up not being. And how do you think that makes me feel, man? It sucked. But I have, I'm okay with saying, hey, I was wrong. And I apologize. And I have apologized. I've apologized to, on my videos. The Batman on Film guys. They were right about certain things. I can admit that. Some people out there can't do that. Yeah, it's all crazy, man. It's all crazy, but yeah, Scoopy Pants, he's a douche. Calling out Grace. I mean, it's funny, too, because, hey, aren't we in 2018? You're being all misogynist over here, dickhead. But then, of course, she says stupid shit, too, man. Where it's just like, you need to stop. You need to stop. I've actually sent her the Jonah Hill at the Oscars where he's like doing the cut it out, stop it thing, doing the symbol, the hand on the neck. Because, my God, she says some shit and I'm like, whoa, my God, it's 2018. You're a white woman. You sound racist. I don't think Grace is racist, but there are people out there, a lot of people that think she is from some of the shit she said. And fuck if I know. Maybe she is a racist. Maybe she rides a horse with a white hood. Who knows? I don't know. But, I'm just saying, I don't think she's actually that. But some of the stuff she says, it's like, oh, God, Grace, what are you fucking talking? Stop it. Stop it. Finn in Star Wars was just a token black character, but black people don't watch Star Wars. Don't say stuff like that! Which is just weird, because, like, pay attention. I mean, I wonder where she lives. She must live in a fucking predominantly white area, or just have nothing but white friends, because, my God, I know black people that love Star Wars. I have them, I interact with them on Twitter. I know them in real life. Star Wars appeals to everybody. It's like, whoa, Jesus Christ. Ah, so bad. But at the same time, she's doing her thing, and then just, yeah, Scoopy Pants, leave it to the professionals. Yeah, the guy who bought like half his goddamn followers. Fuck off, idiot. Anyways, what's going on with my life? Well, I'm going to be moving soon. 30 days to be exact. Oh, man. Well, you guys, I've told you guys before that I live in my buddy's back house, because he said, hey, man, use it and charge, cheap rent, whatever. So I couldn't, and then, and it was great because I've been able to save some money, been able to make some necessary upgrades that I needed to. And, but now he put the house on the market. He's just like, I got to get rid of it. And, he got a buyer. So now I got to be out in 30 days, which is like crunch time. And, well, what's interesting is like, you guys know too that I went back to my previous job because they were like, hey, we want you back. Here's more money. The fact of the matter is, it's like, once that first week, all of a sudden it was like, whoa. All of a sudden the workload kind of slowed down. They thought and this happened with my other job too, the one I was working at previous to this. It was like, oh, we need more people. We got a lot of work coming in. And all of a sudden, I must be cursed because I show up and all of a sudden it's like, the work just kind of stops flowing in as much as it should. So that's kind of what's happening in my current job. And my current job, I mean, it's very production based. And if there's not enough to go around, they say, hey, stay home today. And you don't get paid. Unless you have, paid time off and you can use one of those, and that's fine. But I had just started. I don't have any of that. So luckily, projects I'm working on right now are right there. So I'm okay, but I'm like, oh, fuck. Ugh. I gotta get my own place, which means, I'm gonna be paying some rent, way more than I'm paying now, at least double than I'm paying now, probably more than that, maybe even triple. And so it's kind of like, oh boy, here we go. But we'll see what happens, guys. I mean, I'll be fine. It's whatever. I mean, the lucky thing is, I'm single, no kids, so everything's, I'm free with that, If I feel bad when, working in this business and you have people that have families and you're going, oh shit, yeesh. Luckily, it's like, okay, I'm okay, got money saved up, and it's just me, and I've told you guys before, like, if it doesn't work out here, and, eventually it's going to happen, but I'm going to Vegas. I got family there, got my dad there. My dad says, hey, my door's open. Spare room, you can come here and get yourself a job, get yourself a fucking apartment, and boom, you're fine. Which it's always there, so that's why it's like I gotta remind myself, like, hey, it's gonna be okay, and I'm still always gonna have this, the Film Junkie Empire, which is not very much an empire, it's a brand. And it keeps going up, and luckily this month it's been great with views, because I know I've talked to you guys about like how it's just, it's a roller coaster. Obviously, when there's not enough news out there, it'll take a dip. But obviously with Comic-Con being this month and a lot of things coming out, my views have been stellar, and they're probably going to be twice as much as last month, especially with Saturday. Saturday is going to be nuts, which it always is. It's a Saturday Comic-Con day. Whew. I mean, I see, views are stellar, but it's great because it's not like I'm forcing it. I'm not trying to just, I gotta constantly talk about the Snyder Cut, or I gotta do this or do that just to get views. I'm like, no, I you guys know me. It's all about integrity. I'm not gonna just force that. I mean, what sucks though is I just want to get to a point where I'm like comfortable. I'm like really comfortable. I mean, it would be Too many thoughts, just, firing off in my brain. What I want, I mean, if I didn't have a day job, you don't even know, guys. This podcast would turn into a live broadcast at least 3 times a week to start. I've thought about this. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, I would have a live podcast. Live broadcasted. You know how I do when I have guests on this podcast? I always do the live thing because it's just easier that way. Yeah. I would do that at least 3 times a week, and then it would probably go to 5 days a week. Every weekday morning, I would have a live little broadcast. I'd still have my videos and stuff like that, my normal videos, but I would have like a live, and when I would try to turn this into an actual live show and just talk about shit and bring people on, answer questions, shit like that. I want to eventually do that, and it'd be awesome. But the sad fact of the matter is, it's just, it's not enough to live on yet, but it keeps growing. I always got to remind myself, it just keeps growing. Every little facet, even like, the Twitter shit, even the good and the bad Twitter stuff. That's part of it. That's promoting the brand. That's doing this. That's doing that. And I'm telling you guys, if you're thinking about starting your own YouTube channel, your own podcast, or whatever, social media is a big part of it nowadays. It really is. Like, you have to be on top of that. You have to be on top of that, and it sucks too, because in 2018 you could say one wrong thing and you're done. And there's been times where I'm like, I probably shouldn't say that, and I haven't said that, because I'm like, that could be taken the wrong way. But for the most part, I do fucking say what's on my brain, and I love the fact that a lot of you guys respond to that, and you love the fact, I even tweeted out like, Jesus Christ, I'm still getting shit for the Snyder thing yesterday, and I had a lot of people go, hey man, it's just what it is, But what I love about you is you try to be as unbiased and real as possible, You guys, a lot of you guys know the phonies, like Stupid Pants. You guys know a lot of the phonies out there. And you guys like the fact that, hey, I speak my mind, I speak the truths, I try to be unbiased about everything, even like in real life, with the political shit too. I've told you guys many times, I don't consider myself conservative or liberal. I kind of like in the middle, whatever they call it, centrist, libertarian, whatever the fuck. There's a lot of things. I don't like to subscribe to like one side, I have family members, a lot of family members that are conservative. I have family members that are liberal or Republican, Democratic, doesn't matter, People hate Trump, and I got family who are Mexican, by the way, who voted for Trump, and I've said that many times. So that's why it's like I can't subscribe to just, the whole thing where it's like Trump this, Trump that, and I know today there was more stuff, the whole Putin thing, which is like whatever, and I keep seeing it, every couple of weeks I see that impeach Trump hashtag, and I'm like, okay, that's happening again, cool. What happened to the porn star that was supposed to take him down? And it's stuff like that where I just kind of go like, will you guys just stop? Fucking stop. Ever since he got elected, everybody keeps on saying, oh, he won't last. He's going to get impeached. Look at this, look at that. Oh, this person's going to bring him down. And it never fucking happens. Because when I look actually into it, I'm like, oh, well, that's okay. You said he said this about these people, and I'm like now watching the video, and that's not what he said. You guys spun it like that. And that's just the way it is, Sadly, that's the way our media is. You watch CNN, you're going to get one narrative. You watch Fox News, you're going to get another narrative, That's the way it is, and it sucks. I hate that that's the fucking way it is, Luckily, when there's like, we're talking about political topics, I like to watch YouTubers or YouTube people, podcasts, Joe Rogan, Adam Carolla. They're very neutral. They go like, hey, this is bullshit, this is cool, this is that. They don't really subscribe to one side. I like those guys. Your Bill Burrs, your comedians that are like that are still pushing the envelope. That still will speak their mind. They'll give into the PC bullshit, That's what I love about that. And I very much like to carry myself like that too. I don't want to, I'll bash Trump when I see it fit, but at the same time, when I see people like bash him and like, oh, he said this, and then I look at the video and he did not say that, I'm like, well, what the fuck? Why'd you say, okay, cool, whatever? I don't know. It's dumb. People think he's Lex Luthor, and I'm like, no. I mean, even if he wanted to be a dictator, it's not going to happen. There's no way it would happen. That's what's so great about this country. And I love it when I see, like, oh, just another... Somebody posts a video about some old white guy that ended up calling somebody the N-word, and he was caught on video. And yeah, I admit, that's fucking stupid, and fuck that guy for saying that. But when I see somebody say, like, just another day in America KKK, I'm like, fuck you! Leave! It's not like that here. Why do you hate this country so much? And why don't you leave if it's so bad? Oh, wait, because you know it's not. Deep down, you love this place. It's like, there's people out there that actually are like, oh my God. I mean, the KKK are walking the streets, man. Fucking Nazis everywhere. No. I live in one of the biggest economies in the world. I go everywhere, and I don't see that shit. Sorry. When I go out in public, everybody's fine. Everybody's civil. Everything's fine. You know, there's no soft, pasty dudes balding or carrying tiki torches. And I know there's shit that's fucked up. I'm not saying that there's not. I'm not saying that there's racist people and stuff like that. You know what sucks, though, is like when I see the videos where it's reversed. When I see somebody of color just fucking hounding on somebody who's a white dude. And I've seen it, too, many times. You see some of these Antifa fucks and just people. I've seen a group of black guys on a video beat the shit out of some older white dude. But you don't see that get spread around as much, you know? It's like if we're gonna spread around like true racism, you know, people that are, you know, some white dude calling somebody the N-word, then hey, can we also show this too, where a white person was disrespected or beaten the shit out of? Can we also show that? Can we call out just the evil? Does it have to be just one-sided? But, you know, when I look at Twitter and I follow people both on the right and the left, and I only see them posting one thing, and I'm like, can we just mix it up? Can you guys like discuss? Look, this is bad and this is bad too. My God. But it's just not the way it is. Everybody has their narratives, and it's like, fuck. Jesus Christ. Anyways, yeah, so there's all that. Aquaman, Shazam, a lot of good stuff with that. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of Wonder Woman stuff because obviously they're still in production, which is great. I'm fine with that. I'm hoping we're going to see some Cheetah, what she's going to look like on Saturday. Hopefully they reveal that. If they don't, that's fine. But we're gonna get an Aquaman trailer. We're gonna get a Shazam teaser. It's all gonna be good with all that. It's gonna be just absolutely fantastic. We're also gonna get a Glass, the movie Glass, which everybody's hyped for too. I got goosebumps just thinking about it. We're getting that first teaser trailer on Friday, apparently. M. Night Shyamalan said that. So look forward to that. I'll definitely do a trailer reaction. Hopefully it's not early in the morning. M. Night! Can you do it at like 6 o'clock at night? Oh, fuck. You know it's not going to be the case. Shit. But, yeah, Comic-Con should be good. More good stuff's going to happen. I love it. The Henry Cavill stuff, I talked about that. Luckily, that didn't turn into a big thing. You know, the backlash that Cavill got for those comments, it was just from the same black-rimmed, pasty, fucking snow cone, cherry-haired feminists. Oh my God! If you don't want to be called a rapist, just don't rape anybody. You just proved, yeah, I mean, they proved his point. I mean, like I said in my video that I did about it, they went after Morgan Freeman, okay? They went after various guys that just had bad dates. Chris Hardwick, we still have not heard from him. It's been a month. He lost the Talking Dead job temporarily. He lost Comic-Con panel jobs. He was supposed to do the panel for Warner Brothers. But Aisha Tyler's going to do it. And I love her. Absolutely. Loved her for a while. Not only is she goddamn gorgeous, she's funny. And she's a big fan of the DCEU. Big fan of Zack Snyder. Big fan of Batman vs. Superman. and Man of Steel. So, it's great. So, it's not a total loss. But we still haven't heard from Chris Hardwick. Only because he was in a toxic relationship, it sounds like. And that woman decided to write a blog. And instead of due process, he lost jobs. Life almost got ruined. The fucker, what's his nuts? I can't think of his name right now. On Catfish, this fucking chick went on and said, like, hey, yeah, he sexually harassed me, this, that, and this. Said all this shit. They canceled the show. I think they're going to bring it back, though. He said he felt powerless. His life was almost ruined because of that. Because they didn't do due process. They didn't investigate. They just took the word. So you crazy fucking nutty feminists out there, stop it. We get it. No, you're just angry. And you hate the fact that nobody thinks you're hot. That's what it is. Because most of these, they're fucking... they're ugly. And they know it. And they embrace it. And they think it's empowering and blah, blah, blah. There's nothing more empowering about a woman who just fucking just claims her sexuality and just shows it, respectfully, and just puts it out there. There's nothing more, to me, that's more empowering than that. It's just, she's not being a fucking bitch about it, like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna walk all over men because I know how beautiful I am. No, she just fucking embraces her sexuality, embraces her femininity. That's, to me, that's true female empowerment. Okay? Not trying to be a guy. That's what I hate too. It's like, oh no, women have to be a dude in order to be fucking empowered. No, they gotta be a fucking woman. Do the shit that dudes can't do. Please. Okay? You know who shows that a lot? Miss Gal Gadot. God damn it. That woman is goddamn drop dead gorgeous. Some of her pictures that she posts that they take, oh my God. You just see that and you're like, God damn, that's a fucking woman right there. And to me, that's female empowerment. She's leading a franchise. She was once a model, Israeli soldier. I know she gets shit for all that. Stop feeding into all that bullshit. People who say she's a killer, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. Don't feed into those fucking people, please. But to me, it's like, nah, she fucking goes, hey, look at this. Look at me. I'm here. Bam. She's not trying to fucking be Brie Larson, and fucking Jessica Chastain. She's not trying to be like those and try to pat themselves. That's all they're doing is pat themselves on the back. Gal Gadot doesn't do that. He does Amy Adams. I'm praising all the DCU actresses and shit. But, yeah. Anyways, I've been talking for way too long. Let's get to the goddamn questions. What's that about? Yeah, people are laughing at that little screenshot that I got sent to me about Scoopy Pants. All right. And like I said, if you want to ask me a question, make sure the best way to do it is on Twitter. That's the only thing I really look at. And just hashtag Film Junket Podcast. So here we go, guys. Painter of Comics, at Painter of Comics. Karan. He asked, have you seen the footage teaser? That looks good, and what are your thoughts? The whole penguin being the Birds of Prey movie. Footage. What footage? Footage teaser? Man, I'm guessing Shazam. Because there's a leaked footage that came out of that. And I think it looks great. All I needed to see was Zach Levi in the Shazam costume with the keyboard, the fucking keyboard on the ground, like from Big. And I'm like, that's all I needed to see. Because obviously they said it's like Superman meets Big. Yeah, I get that. And I was hoping for that because Big, that's nostalgic. I love that movie. Fuck it. Yes, please do that. The only thing I don't like about those kind of movies is like, okay, it's a 14-year-old, and anytime they turn into an adult, they act like they're 6. So hopefully they don't overdo it with that. I am a little worried that it's going to get too much with that. I just hope that's not the case. But because, yeah, if you watch any 80s movie where, like, the father and the son, like, switch roles or whatever the hell, or, like, in Big, it's like, okay, wait a minute. This kid is still, like, a teenager. Why is he acting like, when he's an adult, why is he acting like he's goddamn 6 years old? Stop it. So hopefully I don't go overboard with that. The whole Penguin thing, yeah. Apparently, Penguin was supposed to be in one of the scripts, he was going to be the villain, but now he's not. But he might show up in the Batman movie. Who knows? I mean, obviously, if they were going to call it Birds of Prey, he'd be the perfect villain. Kind of writes itself, but it's fine. Maybe they'll have Lady Shiva. I don't know. Who knows? Bobby at Bobby0992828. If Snyder were to direct a Marvel movie, what would it be? Oh shit. Well, he could save Thor. Save it from the fucking Ragnarokness we got. The parody of himself. If you wanted a true Thor Ragnarok movie with some stakes, some fucking grittiness, some dark medieval fucking like mid-earth shit, yeah. I mean, look at 300. Take some of that, inject it into fucking Thor, yeah? You could save that fucking franchise, that's for damn sure. Can't think of... Really, when it comes to all the Marvel characters, I could see that. That's pretty much it. Majin Gaku Black. Final thoughts on Battle of Scoop between Miss Scoops and Mr. Scoopy Pants this week. I already kind of talked about that. Apparently, Miss Scoops almost deaded Mr. Scoopy Pants' willingness to even share his scoop. I know. He almost didn't do it because she fucking... He was... So that just shows you how much of a fucking man-child he is. I'm not gonna do it because she already... But he still did it anyways. He's being dramatic. Fucking grow up here, you pussy. What a pussy. Fucking... Oh, man. At Giant Jenga Nuts. I like that. I like that name. What do you make of Rob Slob Liefeld's hot take that Iron Man had a bigger impact on pop culture than The Dark Knight? Yeah, well, Rob Liefeld, first off, blocked me. He blocked me 2 years ago because he was going on a tirade about Batman vs. Superman, and I didn't attack him. I said, hey, man, you're a comic book writer. Let the fans have this one. Be a little more professional. And then he acted like a fucking asshole to me and blocked me. That guy's a fucking douchebag. I love him to death for creating Deadpool. Yeah, I'll give him that. But he's a fucking douchebag. And I know he had, like, problems because he was, like, almost going to come over to the DC side. And he had problems. Oh, I saw a bunch of shit later on. The guy's a fucking asshole. He's a prick. He really is. I mean, I thank him for Deadpool, but he's a fucking prick. When it comes to pop culture, I mean, I halfway agree with him because Iron Man, the fact that Iron Man was even popular and still popular is crazy because he was not a popular Marvel character. Not a lot of people even knew. They probably heard the name, but they didn't know anything about him. The fact that that was the first MCU movie and it was widely successful and he was like the lead, pretty much the leader. So I can kind of see that. But The Dark Knight, fucking A, dude. You mentioned The Dark Knight to people. Oh, it's so good. So good. I mean, I think he said something about the way that comic book movies are made now. Okay, I can understand that somewhat. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, but do every comic book movie need to follow that formula? No. I mean, The Dark Knight was great, but that was the second chapter. Batman, people got to stop sleeping on Batman Begins. That was like one of the best origin, if not the best origin story out there. Origin superhero story. My God. The way Christopher Nolan fucking did that? Are you kidding me? Yeah, they shouldn't sleep on that. At Sean JT King. What do you think of the Monsterverse? Ooh. Well, I cannot wait for Godzilla 2, King of the Monsters, or whatever that's called. Because the first Godzilla is absolutely fantastic. I don't care what anybody says. The only gripe that I have is the fact that they killed Bryan Cranston. And even Bryan Cranston had a problem with that. I remember in interviews, he said, like, that was a bad idea because you're fucking with the narrative. And yeah, that was a bad idea. They shouldn't have killed Bryan Cranston. I was like hugely disappointed when they did that. A lot of people were. That was a big mistake. But overall, that movie was great. I mean, people, they kept teasing it. He was barely in the movie. And I'm like, fuck you. Jaws, Jurassic Park, come on. It's all about build-up. And he did that fucking perfectly. I still get goosebumps the first time he's going to fucking unleash, get the goddamn fire, blue fire breath, and you see it start from his tail. And it goes, and it comes up. Ah! I remember seeing that in the movie theaters. Everybody cheered. They cheered. And I got goosebumps now thinking about it. When you see that, when you see the fire building up from the bottom of his tail all the way up his back, and then he just goes, oosh, and then he does it again at the end when he fucks up the last creature, dude. I forgot what they're called. God damn it. My God, it's so good. Hopefully, with King Kong versus Godzilla, hopefully that's going to be pretty good too. Hopefully it's not just going to be something like, oh, here, fight. Cool. So, hopefully. At the DCEU scene asks, how do I get shoulders like you? Aw. Yeah, my shoulders, well, it's just a lot of shrugging. A lot of going, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's what it is. Just a lot of shrugging. That's all it is. Just shrugging. At Scarzon asks, Dave, can you tell me what or any scoops Scoopy Pants has gotten correct? It seems to me he's constantly wrong. His Suicide Squad scoop is still hilarious to this day. Why do people take his word as gospel? I've been hearing that word a lot because of people who were like pissed at me, like saying, like, oh yeah, you're taking this comicbook.com article as gospel. I'm like, no. I'm saying like they're probably right because they contacted his people and they said that. So they're not lying, and that's what I heard too. I didn't say it was gospel. God damn. He's gotten things right. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that he's gotten right now, but I know the Suicide Squad stuff, like Deathstroke, and there was other shit that part of Suicide Squad that he got wrong too. He's been right, but he's been wrong a lot too. It's just the way it is. If he's got a fan base, he's got a fan base. But we just found out today that almost half of it's fake. That's just so great. Okay. Well, looks to be about it. Let's see. Yep, that's it. That's pretty much it. That's all the questions I got today. All right, guys. Well, appreciate the questions as per usual. And like I said, just keep looking forward. When it comes to the Snyder Cut, trust me, guys, I want it so badly. But I also, with who I've been talking to and various other people I've been talking to, we just got to have a level head with this shit. We really do. We got to have a level head. When I keep seeing people like, they don't want to believe that Snyder's not going to be there. And every little thing is like, and I get it too because anytime you post something on Vero, we get out the magnifying glass and we just start going crazy with it. But it's just like, we got to be level headed about this, okay? Because, when we get too tribalistic and we start turning on each other and everything, it's a bad look. It's a bad look. It really is. We got to just relax and, move forward. Look forward. We got great movies coming out from the DCU. Hopefully they're going to be okay. But, to the people out there that don't like the fact that they're, and I'm using air quotes, course correcting, as much as we wanted to see that 5-part story, oh God. Now we're not going to get, that Snyder wanted to do. It doesn't mean we're not going to get great movies. I have faith in the next 3 movies, in the directors, Sandberg, Wan, Jenkins. I have 100% faith in them that they're going to nail their movies. Okay? Shazam is not going to be dark and gritty at all. It's going to be a family movie. It's going to be goofy. It's going to be fun! Aquaman, it's going to have its dark moments. People thinking that it's going to be bright and by the way, everybody that keeps shitting on the hope and optimism thing, I get that. Like, I know, and I was once one of those people too, like, when the guy with the ball cap said that, Johns, when he said that, hope and optimism, this, that, and this. Okay, first off, it's like, okay. When he first said that, it was like, okay, what is it? Are we leading into like Marvel territory? What's going on here? But at the same time, when I see people shitting on it now, I'm going, hey, motherfucker, when you're shitting on the whole hope and optimism thing, Superman's chest! The S means hope. It's always supposed to be that. Even with Snyder. Superman's supposed to be hope. Okay? So we can't just immediately shit on that. And I'm sorry, but James Wan's not going to make like a fucking Marvel movie. I don't think he will. Come on, some of the stuff we heard from the set visit about the trench monsters, shit like that, come on. It'll be fine. But we gotta be level-headed. Okay? We gotta stop attacking everybody just because they disagree or they say something, you know. That's just what we gotta stop doing, and we gotta stop attacking each other, you know. When it's something you don't want to hear, either just mute the person. I mean, I've even told those fuckers that, you know, those Ant-Man silly shits that were getting on me for being shirtless. To me, I think they're just questioning their sexuality. They don't know, and I guess maybe my shoulder's like, I don't know how I feel. Yeah, sorry, I gave you a semi. But I engaged a little bit just to be, just to poke fun at him. But there was one guy that kept wanting to keep going, and I just ignored him. And I kept telling him, like, hey, you don't want to see my video show up on your timeline? Mute me. I will not be offended. I go away forever. You don't have to see me again. And guess what? They don't do that because they don't want to do that. But at the same time, I'm seeing that also in the DCEU fan club, the DC fans. I see that too. I tell people, hey, Bob Chipman, mute him. But that doesn't happen. Anytime that guy makes a fucking comment about the DCEU, he's retweeted, quote tweeted, all over my goddamn timeline. And you guys realize you're just exposing him. Not in a good way. Or in a good way, I guess you could say, because, yeah. And then, you know what they do? They claim, oh, fucking toxic DC fans. Toxic DC fans, look at this. It's not a good look. I mean, I remember when they went after that Griswold guy for saying something, I forgot exactly what he said. And I'm like, ooh, you guys don't do that. Don't attack. And I saw him attack. This guy has like 14,000. And I mean, he's not even in the movie world. He's in the political world. And I saw him, being retweeted by political people. And I'm like, oh, it's not a good look. He screenshot people, and I'm like, oh, it's not a good look. Fuck. So we just gotta relax a little bit. That's all. So anyways, appreciate you guys listening. Let's just look forward to Saturday. Saturday is going to be a good day. If anybody on Saturday tries to shit on your parade, on our parade, ignore them. Ignore them. That's it. Okay? We're all going to be discussing the trailers that we're getting, the images that we're getting, the information that we're getting. Just that. And don't be disappointed. There's no mention of the Snyder Cut or Zack Snyder at all, okay? Trust me. I want him to be there. I hope the information is wrong, and I hope he goes gorilla fucking crazy and walks onto the floor in disguise handing out Blu-rays of the Snyder Cut. Or he does something. He gets his team. They put posters all around. I hope he does something. I hope he's there. But it doesn't sound like he's going to be there in the professional stance, at least. He's not going to be on any panels. He's not going to be sitting there doing anything. So don't get your hopes up. But just know that I hope that he does something nutty. But what we're probably going to get is some Vero posts. That's my guess. But I hope I'm wrong. I really do. That's all. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Love you. See 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 you later. Love you.